I've managed to get hold of a bangle mould that actually fits, unlike the ones that you normally buy that are so small they might as well be used as a ring. Now what I want to do is something a little bit different with this. I want to be able to section this off completely so that I can do some different sections going all the way around the band, and I'm going to show you how quickly you can do that with this beautiful paste. Now before I do that, what I need to do is ensure that I've got a really good coating inside this mold of release spray. And that's because silicone will stick to silicone, and I don't want this silicone to stick to this silicone and never be able to get it out. So I'm going to give this a good spray. I'm going to do it outside so I'm not having to breathe it in. So that's had a good spray. So this shouldn't actually now stick to it, which is really, really important. And this is easy to mix up. All we do this by is weight. Now I'm using grams, but you use whatever you want to use, and you need equal parts of part A to part B. As I said, I will link this and the molds in the description below. This will cure up fairly quickly, usually within about 30 minutes, and all you need to do is mix this together until you've got one consistent colour. Doesn't take long. Once there's no white and it's all this pale colour, then you know you're fully mixed. Now I've probably mixed up more than I need here, but I don't mind about that whatsoever. So I will use it on something else. And all I'm going to do is take a bit like this, put it nice and flat. So I've got a flat edge like that, put it in here like so, and then push it together like that. And that should have filled that whole area in there. So that's going to give me a bit there that I'm going to be able to do a different colour with. Don't rest this on your silicone mats, because like I said, silicone sticks to silicone and it's a bum to get off. Look, I can't get that off now. I'm going to have that stain on this silicone mat. Actually, I think I might put another one in, and then I can split this up into 3 pieces. And these little handles will just make life a little bit easier for me to be able to get it out once it's finished. And we'll leave this to dry for normally about 30 minutes is enough for this. Well, this should have cured now. It's been about 40 minutes. I did a second one because I had a little bit of stuff left over. And I also cast another thing. And what these should do now is pop out really easily. Now they're fully cured. And I'm going to keep these with this mould as well, so that I know where they are and I can use them over and over again. Look at that. They've popped out lovely. So all I want to do is, when I want to fill this mould, and that's what I'm going to do now, obviously, is pop one of those in there. Pop one in there as well. Move them around a bit. And these are quite solid now, and they'll last a nice long time. And then all I have to do is pour my resin in there. So the first one I'll pour, let that cure up, and then I can pour in the next resin. And I can adjust these to make them whatever size I want here. So that one, I'm only going to have a small bit where I'm going to have a bit of clear with something a little bit more fun in it. Wow. Well, I'm ready to fill these up now, and I've got 3 different colours. I'm going to be using a pipette to fill these up because I know how messy I am. And this way I can keep it a little bit less messy. But all I'm doing is filling this up right up to the very edge and up to the point where the little stoppers are in there. And I like to wipe my tip as often as possible as well, because no one wants that gooey mess all over everywhere if you don't wipe your tip. It does keep it much tidier and cleaner as well, because you know how messy I can be. You've seen me pour these before, I'm sure, when I've actually poured it using a jug rather than using a pipette. And I get it everywhere. I make such a mess. I'm still making a mess somehow, and I've wiped my tip. There we go. So I've got those colours in. Now this one, I'm going to add colours in between those pieces once it's cured to give it some definition in between the pieces, where the other one I'm not going to. So what I will do is let each one of these dry before I do the next one, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But this one, I can do 3 colours all at once and then do the final bits at the end. Well, the first curing of these has now finished, which is great. All I need to do is pop out my little dividers, and I'm going to keep these safe so I can keep using them. All I'll do is pop them in a little plastic bag, and then I know where they are and which moulds they go to. So they've come out there nice and easy and left that there like that, and I'm going to fill those bits, as I said before, with black. Now this one, all I'm doing is removing that piece first. I've got a little bit that's running through it, but I'm not worried about that at all. But I'm leaving that one in there, and now I'm going to fill that bit. And then once I've filled that bit, I can do the same and take that out and then fill that one. And I'll pop these in this little bag. They will be used lots more times, I can tell you. And then I'll put them in the same bag as I'm going to keep these moulds. Well, I've got my black mica powder mixed up now, and it's inside my pipette. And all I need to do is squeeze my pipette into there, move it about a bit just in case there's any trap bubble, and then let that sit in there. Give it a bit of a squidgy widgy like that, just in case there's any trap bubbles. Don't forget, always wipe your tip when you're doing this. If you don't wipe your tip before you put it in, what will end up is you'll end up with a lot of mess all around the edges of this, and also it won't look as nice. We'll leave that one there to cure, and now I'm going to fill this one, and I'm going to fill this one with black as well, doing it exactly the same way, and then let them cure. And then I've got one more stage that I want to do to this. I'm going to add some red to this one in the same way. I'll do that off camera, and then I'm going to show you how I quickly finish these off so you don't have any rough edges, because sometimes this mould can give some rough edges. Oh look, I'm not wiping my tip before I put it in. Oh, it's because I'm chatting to you lot. I love chatting to you lot. These are both cured now. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've come out like and showing you how I finish them off. How much better is that for a size of a bangle? Look, I mean, at least now an adult can get it on. This one's going to be humongous. This could be used for other things like shopping bag handles and things like that, I think. Sewn into shopping bags. That's a bit big for a bangle, I think, but it would make a great handle for carrying things. That's what I mean by having the separated areas. Look, now we've got a little seam in there, even though I did get a bit of mica powder in that I hadn't noticed. And the same with that one, we've got some 3 nicely divided pieces. Now this bit can be a little bit rough, and it's just the nature of that mould. And the quickest way I found to actually get rid of that is to dome it out, and dome it out with a little bit of this high viscosity UV resin. And all you have to do is fill that in, going all the way around. And this high viscosity resin works a treat for doming, as I've said how many times, I don't know. The great thing is it does cure up lovely and hard and not at all sticky. It will also make it much easier if you are using this as a handle on a bag or something to hold it. And then all I'll do is put that under my UV lamp. I'll show you the difference between doing it with the thick one, which is this one, and the thinner one, which is the low viscosity one. And then I'll cure them up and I'll show you the difference. You really can see the difference into the high viscosity, which is that one, and the low viscosity. But what that has done is given lovely smooth edges to those bracelets. They're not too sharp now, and you'd be quite happy to wear them or hold them as well. I will link them in the description below. I think this is a great, easy method to get some really nice, different effects. You could do little beach scenes in there. There's so much that you could do with this. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed making these for you. Don't forget to boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video as much as you can. Take care, enjoy your resin. Bye.